It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light, little flock of lighters. I know you've heard it said, especially here at the School of Marvelous Light, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Now, that does you no good to hear that if you can't recognize the kingdom of heaven. It's like saying, you don't know what shoes are. You've never seen a pair of shoes, but you're in search for them so that you can see them and find out what they are. So you come to my house and you say, do you know where the shoes are? Excuse me, little flock. Do you know where the shoes are? And I say, well, they're in the closet. And you open the closet and you see coats, hangers, hat up there on the shelf, some books up there on the shelf and everything. Sure enough, there's some shoes down there, but you don't know that that's what they are. So you open the closet and you go, okay, now point out the shoes to me. See, that's the part I want to talk to you about today, little flock. I'm going to point out the shoes to you, you see? Because like I said, you've all heard it said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. But a lot of people still don't know what shoes look like. You understand what I'm saying to you? They don't know how to recognize the kingdom of heaven. So they can't make a profit of it. You see? It becomes vain to know it because you truly don't know it. To know something means to have an intimate relation with. In other words, to become one with. So once you become one with what a shoe is, now you understand it, and now you can actually look in the closet and see it and say, okay, there they are. That's what we want to do with the kingdom of heaven. So this is going to greatly benefit the flock if y'all are willing to hear it and listen to it to the end. All right. First, we're going to start off with some parables, okay, little flock, that are going to help us to understand what the kingdom of heaven looks like. What that pair of shoes, what is a pair of shoes? What does it look like? You see? Go to Matthew chapter 13. And we're going to start at verse 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, that which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Stop, little flock. So this is a clue as to what shoes look like. You see, what does the kingdom look like? He's describing it. You see, are you able to glean any clues about the pair of shoes from what we have just read here? Well, we'll continue reading, and then we'll see if you can start to connect some dots, and the grandson gonna help you connect them, because that's what I do, right? All right. Verse 45. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who when he hath found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. There we go again with this same type of principle. You see? So there's another clue. It's like a pearl that when a man find it, he sells all that he hath and he obtain it because he sees the value of it. And we saw that with the first man with the field. He saw the value of it. So he forgot everything else. He forsook everything else for it. What do you have in your life that you forsake everything else to have? What is that thing? And many people will say, it's Jesus Christ. I'll give it all up for him. I sure will. A lot of people honor him with their lips, but their heart, is far from me. So it sounds good when you say you give it all up for him. But what does it mean to actually give your life up for the kingdom's sake? What does it actually mean, little flock? If you see the value of it, you'll give your old life up to obtain it. We're seeing that. So we see that that's an aspect of the kingdom of heaven, is that once you recognize it, you will give everything else up. In other words, once you know what shoes are, when you open the closet, you become blind to everything else that's in there. It's of no value to you because you're actually looking for the shoes. So you don't even look in the places where you don't think shoes are once you know where the shoes are located at and what they look like. You see what I'm saying, little flockulators? All right. Let's go to verse 33. Let's go back some. Same book, same chapter. Let's go back some verses. Another parable, verse 33, another parable, spake he unto them. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal, till the whole was leavened. Do y'all hear that there, little flockulators? So now we've got 3 witnesses to describe what the kingdom of heaven is like. And we're not going to go any further. I'm going to go ahead and give you another parable, but it won't come from the scriptures, but I'm going to give you another parable, and then we're going to go ahead and get into this message. The kingdom of heaven is like a blank void. And then a spark is ignited in the midst of that void. And that spark turns into a flame, and that flame consumes the entire void, and it lights it up completely. Can you understand, little flockulators? All right, now we're going to get into this message. What is the kingdom of heaven like? As if you've paid attention here, he gave 3 examples of a great amount of space, or a great void, as I described to you. In the first case, that would be the field. Do you see it, little flock? So the field represents a place that is to be fertilized, like the earth is, to be planted into, for life to be sparked in it. So then, in other words, you have a place inside of you, little flock. Listen to the grandson here. You're going to get great benefit. I'm telling you right now. You're going to be able to see the shoes clearly. There's a place within you that is open, very fertile, and blank, and ready to be sparked full of life. It resides in you. It resides in each and every one of us. You see that today, little flock? And we're going to describe exactly what it is. And once you hear it, you're not going to be able to deny that what I've told you is true. Now, how could I know what it looked like unless I can know? You hear what I'm saying to you? I can know. You see that with the K? I can know. How can I tell you if I don't know? You see? All right then, little flock. Now watch this. The second example he gave was a goodly pearl. Now I ask you, where are pearls found? You might say in a clam, and then I'm going to say, and where do you get the clam from? And you're going to say the ocean. Of course, a great big vast void open place. You see, little flockulators? And a little small little thing in there. You notice there's always a small thing in a big large place. You see it just like in the woman's womb. We're going to use another example of the woman's womb is a big open vast place, and it's ready fertilized, ready to be fertilized so that it can bring forth life and spark life. And once the child sparks, it starts from a little small, little tiny little thing like a zygote or something like that and turns into a fetus, and then it grows and everything until it fills the entire womb. It was so small at first you couldn't even see it when it sparked. So the kingdom of heaven is like the womb of a woman. And when the man's semen enters into it, it fills it completely until it's full. And then it comes out of that womb when the womb can no longer hold it. And it manifests itself in front of you where you can behold it. So are you getting some clues as to what this vastness is within you? This womb of creation that is within you, that's called the kingdom of heaven, because you decide what is planted in there. You reap what you sow. So sow means to plant. You plant into a place so that it can bring forth what you have planted. So can you plant in something that's not fertile? So do you see how I said it's a vast place of fertility that once a little small, little tiny, little microscopic thing you can't even see, like a sperm, enters into it, it will spark life, and that life will fill it completely. That's a place within you, little flock. You see? Now, what's the third example that he gave us? Leaven in 3 measures of meal. So a large lump, but it had no leaven in it. When you put a little tiny bit of leaven, it leavens until it leavens the whole lump. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So now we have another example, and Yahusha gave us another one when he said, if you have faith the size of a what, little flock? Look how this is connecting like a Lego. Click. The size of a mustard seed, it will grow into a great plant. See how it's all about a little small little thing growing into a great huge thing. You see it? So the kingdom of heaven within you is a fertile place. It's an open, vast, void, blank place, as Abba said. Now, what did he say? He said, I have claimed the ending from the beginning, and I call the things that are not as though they be so. I need you to hear that, little flockulators. So then be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. There's a place within you where you can go and decide what you will see. It's called your imagination. Image. The root of imagination is the word image. So an image is produced. What good is there to produce an image if you don't have something looking at it? So that means that you have what's called the eye of the body. And if the eye be full of light and it be single, then the whole body shall be full of light. So then when you spark an idea inside of that place within you, that blank place where there's nothing, called the secret place in the scriptures, is that not what Yahusha said? And then you imagine what your heart's desire is. It starts with a little small idea. And then from that idea, a light starts to illuminate that darkness that was nothing. And it starts to spread through your mind and illuminate a complete image. And if you hang on to it until the end, you shall have it. But you have to put all the puzzle pieces into it until it's complete. And then you shall have it. Or you're going to have a defective child. Can y'all hear the grandson preaching today? When you have a baby, you don't want him to come out prematurely. You want him to get done. You want all the pieces to be done and put into place and perfect, and then you want him to come forth. Well, so it is when you're creating your baby in your imagination, because there is nothing that shall be impossible to you if you have faith. Why does the Bible say that? Because it's a blank slate that you go in there and you decide what you want to see. It's your kingdom. So you can decide to have a gloomy kingdom ran by the mad king, like Solomon told you, going after folly, chasing after nonsense, stacking up physical things to your life that you think is going to make you all good and everything, chasing madness and folly, like Solomon said. Or you can be the wise king and chase after wisdom, the things that do not rust and do not decay. You see it? Or you can focus on glory of building a physical temple with gold and everything that doesn't even exist anymore. Look at the vanity of that. I'm sure it was beautiful in its day, but it ain't there no more. So you can decide which one that you will get. Choose this day who you will serve. Life or death. Is that what's written? So then the spiritual mind is what? Life and peace. What is the carnal mind? It's death. So when Abba says, decide who you shall serve, then what is he telling you? You can either serve the spiritual mind or the carnal mind. It's up to you to decide. Now, one is by faith and one is by the work of your hands. Which one do you think the lines draw to? You know how they have the words and you have to draw the line to the connecting word that corresponds with the other one? You can do that with this as well. The flesh mind, what does it do? It works with its hands to produce its own satisfaction, its own sense of happiness. It works with the labor of its own hands. Abba said that's what kept the Israelites from entering into the kingdom. If you are carnally minded, you cannot see the kingdom, Yahusha said. You see it because you remain in death and in sin and blind then. Because the eye is dark if it's carnal. It's light if it's spiritual. You have to make it single and decide which one you serve. See that little flock of ladies, like the grandson is saying, because if it becomes darkness, how great is that darkness? The whole body is dark, which means you can't understand what you are experiencing. You are only reacting to what you think you see, but you're in darkness, so you can't see. You're blind, leading others in with fear. Because that's what you feel when you in darkness and you can't see nothing. You don't feel comfortable in that shit. Let Abba make it completely dark right now. How long do you think you guys will be comfortable before you start feeling uncomfortable? It won't be long. I can guarantee you that shit. The sun can't even stay down for a few days without everything on earth dying. So how do you think you'll be feeling? Happy? Dancing around? How can you dance if you can't see anything? How can you rejoice over anything? How can your heart be made merry by anything that you see when you can't see? It can't be. So your whole body's full of darkness, like Yahusha said. You can't see the kingdom. You can't see it. But now I'm helping you to see it clearly. It's your own imagination. Once you go inside of the secret place, it is completely blank and void in there. And once you start to have an idea, that's called let there be light. He claimed the ending from the beginning. So then go back to the beginning, and what does he say? It was darkness. Look at the grandson breaking it down so effortlessly, making it so crystal clearly. It was darkness, and the spirit hovered over the face of the deep. It was void. That means it wasn't nothing there. So the grandson ain't lying to you. And then Abba said, let there be light. And there was light. And he saw it, and it was good. You hear me, little flock of laters? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? You're doing that. You're doing it even if you don't know you're doing it. Something happens to you and you're sitting there thinking about it. You call it daydreaming and shit. That's where you're at. You're in the secret place. Now you can either make it heaven or make it hell. Which one you gonna make it? In other words, you can serve life or death. See, it's the same thing. To be in death means to be in sorrow, complete sadness, complete agony, and agonia, as the scriptures call it, and complete misery, loneliness, sadness, grief, regret, hatred, variance, malice, and if there be any of the like, that's you're in a perpetual state of those things right there that I just described to you. That's hell. That's also called death. It ain't profitable. It's not worth living. It's not actually helping life be produced, is it? No. So it only produces death. You see it? You hear it? So then when you go to your imagination and you take God's name in vain and you say things like, I am suffering and then this is going to happen and then I'm going to end up like this. So you're doing that all in that place in your mind. You're just sitting there in the living room like this, your kid's calling your name and you're not even responding because you're in another place. You can either be in the kingdom of heaven or you're in hell. You're in one of the two. Now, be honest with yourself and say which one that you're in when you're there. Are you stressing? Then you didn't do what Yahusha said. Are you sad? Well, then you didn't do what Yahusha said. Are you in misery? Well, then you didn't do what Yahusha said. I'm just going to keep on saying it because that's the only way that you're remaining in the negative feelings that you so-called feel that are passing. They're not real. If they were, then they'd last eternally. That's what proves what something real is. The truth will always be. It will never change. And I am is the truth. I am will never fade, fall, stammer, stumble, or none of that crap. You hear that today, little flock? But the carnal mind is enmity against God. So then when it's formulating its ideals, it's only creating something that will still kill or destroy. That's its solution to save itself. Can't y'all hear that? Isn't it easy to be understood? Watch. If somebody commits a murder, and then when they're committing the murder, they happen to look and there's somebody looking out their window and they hurry up and close the blinds and try to run. What is that person going to do to that person that was looking through their blinds? They're going to tie up a loose end, aren't they? Why? Because they're going to formulate a plan in their head. And what is it? This person, if they saw me do that, then it's liable that they may end up telling the police about me and what I have done. I can't allow that to happen, so I'll make sure that it doesn't happen by killing that person and knocking them out of my way so that I can continue to go forth safe and sound. See how it only will kill to survive? Are you kidding me? You guys think that the Father of all creation created his pinnacle of all things, which was man. And when he made man, he said, now, I want you to go forth and kill to save yourself. Smite, destroy, pilfer, pillage, do whatever you have to do to live. Is that what you guys think the Father ever said? But just what y'all do. I don't want you to say, yeah, I know the Father didn't say that. I don't want you to say that because that ain't how y'all act. I want you to respond by the answer with how you act. I want it to correlate. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I want you to answer based off of your actions, not based off of what you know the right answer is. That's like a parent telling their child, clean your room. The child says, all right. The parent goes on doing what they're doing. An hour goes by. They go back. The kid's still playing that damn Mario Kart. They're like, hey, didn't I say clean your room? The kid's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Another hour goes by. Come back. The kid's still playing Mario Kart. This nigga on Yoshi Island throwing red shells and shit, thinking he about to get in first place. And all of a sudden the TV went zzz, the TV went off. What the hell? Uh-oh, he turned, his pops is standing there. Watch this. Son, what did I tell you? You told me to clean my room. Does that count for anything? The fact that he knows what he should have did and can actually answer that question, is it valuable? No. That actually gonna piss his dad off more. Well, if you knew what I had told you to do, then why didn't you do it? The Neanderthal time. I know. What's the Neanderthal name, little flock? Y'all got to come up with a name for the Neanderthal. So I don't have to say Neanderthal time. I can say the name of the Neanderthal and say time. Y'all feel me, little flock? Put the name of the Neanderthal down in the comments. Whoever get the best name, that's what we gonna name the Neanderthal. All right? Because that's what's going to happen when you get caught by the balls like that. Oh, I knew the right thing. I just didn't do it. Well, that's what I'm describing to you. What profit is it? It ain't none. So then you knew, but you didn't really know because you didn't make yourself one with that information and do it. That's what people are doing with the kingdom of heaven. They all hear it. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Have you spent any time there? Yeah. Well, what did you see when you were there? I was sitting on a rock and a stone, holding the hand of Jesus Christ. What did he look like? Did he look like Caesar Borgia? Maybe you was holding Caesar's hand. Did you ever think that? No, it can't be. Okay, well, it might be. Google Caesar Borgia. Oh my God! That is the man that I saweth in my vision. Yeah, you were deceived. He disguises himself. See? That's what they say good is. So that's how I'm going up here. That's all men are doing that are children of the devil. Now, is that what the devil do? This is what good looks like, so that's what I'm going to look like. Sheep is good. Goats ain't good. The sheep got wool. That's a determining distinct mark of a sheep. His woolly textured hair. See, just like the Negro, God's people. They have a distinct hair that goes up in a curly, tightly curled pattern called Negroid type hair. It's a distinct hair called Negroid. You see? Like it says about the dark races. Ham, the father of the dark races, but not the Negroes. That's from the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, in case you guys wanted to understand where I got that quote from. Ham, the father of the dark races, but not the Negroes. See, the Negroes are a set-apart people, and the Negroes come from Shem. So when people say anti-Semite, the Semite comes from the word Shem. When they say anti-Semite, that means hate against Semites, right? Well, the Negroes are Semites too. Isn't that interesting? And the ones that call themselves Semites are not. Oh my goodness gracious. You see how the Bible talks about this? They who call themselves Jews and are not, but do lie. But are actually the synagogue of Satan. They're Satan's children. See, because they disguise themselves as the good thing on the earth. The Jews, the clean, the pious, the holy, the set apart people. See? The wicked disguise themselves as them. But a wolf can't even act like a sheep. He's not even like a sheep. They have totally different type of way of manner of being. Told you, one is a beast and one's not. Is a sheep a beast that goes by tearing up other animals? When have you ever seen a little lamb go and stalk into the brush, dipping down deeply into the grass and every damn thing as he's scooting his belly along like Rambo through the swamp and everything as he's coming up behind a buffalo, and then he leaps out onto the buffalo and starts chomping and choking him and suffocating him and everything? When the last time y'all seen that? Never. Why do you think sheep need a sheepdog? So he can have some protection. Why he need a shepherd? So he can have some protection because he's vulnerable. So what does that mean about God's people? They're vulnerable when they're carnally minded. They need to understand where their power is. A sheep's power is not to do anything, but to be quiet. Stop making noise. You're drawing the wolf ear. His ear is literally turning while you're going, bah, bah. I can see Fido up there on the hill. And that nigga ear is turning right toward you as you're making that damn sound. So do you mind being quiet and keeping the word of his patience like he told you to do? Because he's getting ready to knock Fido ass into oblivion. Watch. But grandson, we gotta run. Here Fido and his homeboys come. It's 8 of them. They're coming to get us. Look at their teeth, grandson. Ah! Okay, you're dead because you're not going to keep the word of his patience. So they ran right up to that nigga that was hollering. They grabbed him and ran on off. And I was sitting here shining my fingernails on my wool like this. And when all of the ones that were screaming and hollering, after they got picked off, the wolves pulled them to the side and start ripping their wool off, eating them and pulling their guts out and everything and feeding upon them. And just as they sat back to pick their teeth with a toothpick of a bone, wishbone, and every damn thing, they went to pick their tooth. Ooh, that nigga was tasty. Y'all hear me? The wolf howling like hell. Oh, I'm full as hell. Shit. That little damn sheep lamb chops was good as hell. Shit. Then all of a sudden, kabonk! Stars and birds going around his head. Now that wolfie looking like he's about to be dead. Y'all hear me, little flock? Just when he said peace and safety, sudden destruction came upon that nigga dome. Pow! Ouch! Oh, shit! Pow! Oh, damn! Don't hit me no more! Pow! Oh, shit, I'm dead now. X is in my shit. Y'all hear me, little flock? You hear me? Just when you thought it was good. Yahusha only let you pick off the ones he don't want. You see it called the weak branches, and they get broken off because they're not profitable. As you can see, what kind of soldier is profitable when all he does is go, ah, oh, did you see it? Look at that army. Look how powerful they are. Look at the size of their guns. God gracious. You're going to be sitting next to that guy like, kapow! Just can't take it, man. The guy's, he's holding us back from our peace and safety and our life and peace that we love to sit in, our security blanket that covers us. He obviously doesn't believe it, does he? Another guy, what, sit still? Wait. They're coming. We got to do something. Sit still. That's our power. Go into the secret place and decide what you want to see them niggas doing. Fecundate your waters. Go on in there. Okay, so you go inside and you see them niggas falling down like dominoes. And you believe it by faith until your whole mind is filled and consumed with it. Now the baby's about ready to come out. Now go look. Kapow! Damn, some kind of way an earthquake opened up and swallowed all them niggas. Huh? Yeah, I told you. I told you if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, it gonna grow into a plant. Watch it grow. Let it grow. Sprinkle water on it and help it to grow. Fertilize it and put dung around it and everything to make sure it grow. That's what I say. Ain't that what you do when you make a baby? You get your woman pregnant, you start being all extra tender toward her. You're like, baby, you need this body pillow? It's right here on Amazon. I saw it. It's on sale. Do you want me to get you 3 of them? You know you need one to have your legs elevated and everything when your feet get all swollen and everything. Don't you want to have this kind of bobby pillow for when the baby comes and it has flowers on it? We're having a girl, aren't we? So, I mean, look how he gets. You see? Why? Because he wants to make sure that the plant grows to its fullness and it produces a seed that can come out and bring his heart joy and have a merry heart. That's what you do when you catch the baby when it come out the womb. Oh my goodness! There's joy for a man-child has been born, Abba said, even though it took much pain and sorrow. You see it, they're little flockulators. When the travail come. So that means that when your manifestation is about to come, great fear gonna come. Like the army coming down the hill. Oh shit, okay. What did the woman gotta do? What did she have to do in the labor? When the ring of fire come, which means here come the army coming down, about to zap our ass completely down to the ground. What are we gonna do? Stand still, woman. Take a deep breath. We'll take the Lord's name in truth. I am safe. I am strong. That's right, baby. Say them words over yourself. I am strong. I am powerful. I am secure. I am comfortable. There you go. That's how you fight the good fight of faith. I am joyful. My baby is happy and healthy, and I am so excited about that. There you go. Now we speaking faith words, baby. Now you talking like me. Y'all hear me, little flock? Do you hear me today? Your mind decides what it is that you want. It's not going to come until your woman does. I know it's a lot of people get sensitive when the grandson start talking words like this. But Abba gave us that as a sign, so it's no need me running from the sign that you guys can so effortlessly look at and see that it's true. In order to have a child, you need a man and a woman, and they're going to have sex, and he's going to have to plant a very small thing into a very large, vast space called a womb, correct? And then when that baby is implanted in there, then it grows until it fills and there's no longer any room, and then it comes out. So then that's the whole damn thing that the kingdom of heaven is trying to tell you. See? From the very beginning, he told it to you all. But you couldn't see it. But now you can. Can't you? It's so ironic that you're at the school of marvelous light when you're able to actually see it in such an easy, free way, isn't it? Is it hard to understand what the grandson's saying, or is it easy like? You hear me? That's the kingdom of heaven, little flock. It's the place within you, your imagination, where you start like a etch and sketch. You scrape it all and everything with that little thing that goes back and forth until it's blank, right? Or you shake it or whatever you do. Y'all know what it means, what I'm trying to say. You do whatever you got to do to make it blank. And then you take that little pencil and you draw your little picture out there. You try to get it all perfect and shit and all the angle right and get the swirls all right and everything. And then it ain't right. So you got to scratch it off and do it again. Well, it's blank at first. And then it eventually turns into a whole picture, just like a painting. Everything works that way. It starts with a single idea. And if that single idea is I am safe, right? Then your brain will receive that thought into it just like a womb. Your mind will receive it in. And once it receives it in, it will start to formulate an image, slowly but surely grow, just like the baby surely but surely grows. And if you just hang tight in it and endure it, no matter what's happening outside of the ship, internally where the kingdom is, you're enduring it. See? Just like the woman. No matter what's going on with her body, inside of her womb is where her attention is. That baby. I'm concerned about getting this baby into the world. I know I'm going through immense stress. I know I'm going through immense pain. But that's my flesh saying that. So look how I'm taking the Father's name and I'm talking about my flesh. Can't be. Abba is a spirit. So then I must worship him in spirit now. So then what does my spirit say? My spirit says, I am healthy, I am strong, and I am safe. I seek that by faith and not by the works of my hands. By doing something physically, I was told to stand still and let my flesh die so that the spirit can activate and save. Because it is the spirit who saves, little flock. Is it not? Any good little flockulators? So that's the message for today. I would advise you all to go into that vast void, block everything else out. No one else knows what you're doing in there. See, just like no one else knows when you and your wife is getting it on. Y'all getting it on in a secret place. Don't nobody else know that's going on unless they being nosy and shit. And you tell them to get the hell on and mind their own damn business. You hear me? But don't nobody know what's going on in your secret chamber. But it's some love making going on in there. It's thoughts that's making the feelings feel good. You see? The man making the woman feel good. And if you make her feel good, then she's going to produce a child for him. She's going to want the seed. She's going to say, give it to me, daddy. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. And y'all know that's the real deal. See, y'all act like the secret life that you live where nobody can see is somehow separated from the life where people can see you. But that's not true. Abba sees you regardless. It's all the same to him. It's not different to God. Okay, yeah, when you were at home in your secret chamber, you're picking your nose. I didn't see you when you did that. No, it's just other people didn't see you. But I am sees everything. So that's why I talk about it. I shine the light even in the corners and in the crevices of life to expose it so that everybody's false judgments and sensitivities will be crushed. To say to the pure, indeed, all things are pure. But to the defiled, all things are defiled. So you hear that? To the pure, all things are pure, guys. So if you're pure-hearted and innocent as a dove, then guess what? You will be pure. You will consider everything to have a positive meaning behind it, which is a spiritual meaning of value behind it, because you understand Father created it all. And he told you how he did it. In the beginning, there was nothing. And then an idea was sparked. Just like you're thinking about a problem and there's nothing coming. And you'll even say it. You'll be like, no, I'm not getting nothing. Damn. Let me look at it from this angle. And then you may look at something from that angle and then a little spark goes off and goes, wait a minute. If I do that, then this. You see the baby grow? And if I do that, then this. Do you see now he has legs? And then if I do that, then this. Do you see his arms sprouting out and his head and everything? Then if I do that, then this. You see his nose and his eyes and his lips come on there in that face there? And then if you do that, then this, then this. You see his spine stretching and everything and his limbs growing out, his hands, he's looking at his hands and everything. Now he's kind of kicking his feet. And then if I do that, and then this, and then that will happen. And if I do that, then that, then that, then that, then I'll have my result. And then you see the full baby about to come out the womb now. And then now you labor. See? Now you start to work. The idea that you have formulated completely, now you start to work it out. And then it works. Click. Oh, yes! And they're like, why are you so damn happy? Because I busted my knuckles with the wrench 4 or 5 times. The car fell all off the jack a couple times and shit. It was wintertime and cold as shit. In other words, it was extremely uncomfortable. Yeah, that's what the woman say when she pushing out your baby that you love so much. It was extremely uncomfortable. Good Lord. Woohoo! Shoot, I don't think I could make it. It's always like that, little flock. Look at the champions in any field. If you just knew what I went through, what I had to endure and sacrifice. They're always talking about sacrifice. So Abba told you the sacrifice he wants you to give. He calls it the sacrifice of praise. When you start to spark an idea in your mind, let it be one that causes you to praise Abba. So when you're sitting there stressed and mad about what you're looking at in your mind, will you be praising Abba? No. That's called murmuring and complaining and gainsaying. That's unprofitable. God hates when that happens inside of you. So then that makes you enmity against God. You can't even receive the thoughts he wants you to receive because you're in the wrong mindset. You can't receive it if you're carnal minded. It's enmity. Can't be subject to what God tells it to do. You see it? It can't even believe to do it is what God is telling you. You won't even believe that you're so scared of what you're facing. You don't even try to go into the secret chamber and create a child on your own. You're so faithless and perverted. Can't you see it? What I'm describing, Israel? I hope you can, because I'm making it crystal clear like I said. Ain't I? Or ain't I? What you say? Now, my question is, before you watch this video, did you have the same in-depth understanding of the kingdom of heaven as you have right now? Or do you have a deeper understanding and a more clearer understanding of what a pair of shoes looks like? That's my question for you. Okay, then. So, what I would advise you to do, little flock, the spirit of counsel, I would counsel you that when you face a circumstance that makes you feel an uncomfortable feeling, that is the moment to take a deep breath, go into the secret place, and truly pray to the Father, which means imagine what you would like it to be. And don't stop until it is completed. In other words, you have saw it in its fullness. Now you believe it. You see what I'm saying to you? You stuck to it with faith and you sought what you wanted by faith. Come on. Come on, come on. I'm making this shit so clear. Said, come on, come on. And I'm making this shit so clear. So y'all have a blessed night today, little flock, and practice what the grandson has told you, because that is our saving grace that Abba has afforded us. And he has sent me to give it to you, and I'm giving it to you. So you know there ain't no fluke about what I'm saying, unless I have somehow found these things out secretly, and now I've stolen them, and then now I'm going to share them with you all because I hate you, and I don't want you to get to God, and I don't want you to do what Yahusha said, so I'm going to lie and tell you exactly what they were telling you in great detail because I want to keep you away from it. Guys, let's keep it real today. Let's keep it real today. All right, little flockulators, y'all be blessed tonight. Silawam, Mr. Allah.